Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning back in once again for another episode of Logic. Oh, 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 oh. Man, been a long time. Been a long time. Hope everybody can hear me well. Been a lot going on. Been a lot going on. But a warrior is going to be a warrior. No matter what the enemy throw at me, nothing can stop me. God created many of us for specific purpose, specific calling, and we ain't gonna let nothing stop us. So hope everybody doing all right. I know it's been well over a month since I did a podcast, which is like unprecedented. Been a lot going on, like I say, but the war rages on, and we got to keep it pushing. So I'm glad to be back, and hope y'all can hear me well. Working out the kinks with my software, and y'all know how it goes, so bear with me, please. A lot going on in Michigan, man. A lot going on in Michigan, and we're gonna talk about a few things today. I'm gonna share my screen and bring up some articles. We got Gretchen Whitmer up to her same old stuff. We got Grand Home's Energy Department giving away billions of dollars. We got Representative Josh Shriver still holding it down. A lot going on with him as we enter into this new session. We got the governor's race unfolding. We got the GOP race unfolding. We got a lot going on, man. Warriors all across the state still warring, still engaging, still fighting. More and more people are getting involved. Corruption being exposed. So it's exciting times. Um, One of the first articles we're gonna jump into is Whitmer done switched it up on her EV push. She was talking about she wanted 50% EV by so and so. Now that Trump done won, she changing her whole approach, changing her whole script. Let's see what we got over here. Not this screen. I'm sharing the wrong screen. My bad, y'all. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. Whitmer's latest push for Michigan's auto dominance. We don't care what you drive. It says this is an article by Michigan Capcom, Lansing Watchdog. Her statement makes a turn from her original push for electric vehicles. This was put out a couple weeks ago, but yeah, she know now that Trump is in there, um, all that stuff ain't gonna be flying. This article goes on to say Governor Gretchen Whitmer appears to have reversed her plans for an all electric vehicle future before President Donald Trump revoked a 2021 executive order that called for 50% of new vehicle sales to be electric. Now she just wants Michigan to remain the nation's top auto manufacturer. We don't care what you drive, she says, a gas powered vehicle, a hybrid, or EV. We just care that it's made right here in Michigan, she said in her Road Ahead address. So she going on talking about how other states, southern states, some of them are just writing blank checks to companies. Well, that's bad, she says. It's funny she say that because that's exactly what she be doing, you know. Um, and we've seen it firsthand. We've seen it firsthand. All this money being given to these big corporations and companies, tax breaks, and then they up and leave. Project never come to fruition. It's crazy. So this article also goes on to say how The Michigan Economic Development Corporation said all we do is win, but the reality is starkly different, according to a recent study. Now, this was a study put out by the Mackinac Center for Public Policy. They found that only one of every 11 jobs promised by Michigan politicians and public officials in announcements about business subsidies get created. Only one of every 11 jobs promised by Michigan uh, politicians comes to fruition. They found that only 9% of the jobs announced in the major state sponsored deals from 2000 to 2020 were actually created. So in 20 years, this study done found that only 9% of the jobs promised were actually created. Wow. Since 2023, Michigan has promised 4.6 billion in subsidies to select favored corporations. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, this was one we just seen. 660.6 million or something to GM. So y'all can follow this article, read more in depth. Michigan Watchdog Capcom, they on Twitter, Facebook, or X, whatever. But yeah, that's just crazy. And then segueing right off of that into Graham Holmes' Energy Department is ignoring warnings about conflict of interest. It's another Michigan Capcom article from a couple weeks ago. She giving out billions to energy companies. So as we see what's unfolding with USAID, how that money laundering operation is being exposed, um, we need to look into all this too. We need to look into all this too. Now, Matt Hall, our new Speaker of the House, he just created a new um, oversight committee, and it's almost like MIDOGE, like a Michigan Doge. We're gonna get into that later in the episode, which I'm excited about because I've been saying how we need a MI Doge for um, several weeks, and then all of a sudden, Matt Hall announced a new oversight committee. And if you listen to the speech, that I'm gonna play a little bit of it later, everything he's saying resembles what Elon Musk is doing as far as determining which projects and which programs are efficient and which ones aren't, rooting out government corruption and such. So we're gonna look into that. But this article, it says former U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm awarded $14 billion in below-market loans to Michigan energy companies before leaving office, despite an Energy Department alert about conflicts of interest. Inspector General Terry L. Donaldson warned Granholm's Undersecretary for Energy Infrastructure in December that the Energy Loan Programs Office was administering more than 385 billion in new loans without an effective system to manage conflicts of interest. The Inspector General went on to say this poses a significant risk of fraud, waste, and abuse. Now we know these corrupt government officials love loopholes and love little um, ways that they can creep in and commit fraud. So this inspector general is doing their job, watching out for corruption, warning and exposing it, and it's getting ignored. Donaldson went on to write the projects funded with this authority, which involve innovations in clean energy, advanced transportation, and tribal energy, are inherently risky, in part because these projects may have struggled to secure funding from traditional sources, such as commercial banks and private equity investors. ETE Clean Energy will get 1.6 billion. TE Electric Clean Energy will get 7.17 billion. Consumers Energy get 5 billion. And they slanging billions like frisbees. Mm-mm. And where's the oversight? It's getting ignored. Where's the checks and balances being ignored? There's rules in place, but they don't get followed. That's a big problem with our government. No one is held accountable. Nobody face significant punishment. They just get cheap fines, and a lot of stuff gets hidden. So this is an important article highlighting a lot of this stuff. Um, it even got representatives from California and New York sending letters to Granholm, um, warning against this type of behavior. It's crazy. So y'all can check that out, look deeper into that as well. Um, like I say, Rep Josh Shriver, he out here doing his thing, representing, being bold, not caring who he ticking off. Uh, this article right here goes on the show. This is on X. Rep. Shriver says he's honored to have been selected as Secretary of the Michigan Freedom Caucus. So as you can see, the 2025-2026 uh, Michigan Freedom Caucus has changed a little bit, but we still got Rep. Steve Carr as the chairman. We got Rep. Matt Maddock as the vice chair, which many of y'all know how I feel about him. We got Rep. Josh Shriver as the secretary. Man, I love Josh Shriver. He is bold as a lion. And we got Rep. Jim DeSana. I got to look more into him. I like him. From what I've seen so far, I haven't. He's one of the reps I haven't looked deeply into, but I do remember seeing a lot of good posts from him throughout the years. Um, good reports he's put out as a representative. Also, Rep. Joseph Fox, I know him personally. He's from the neighboring county, Nuevo County, and we got a nice, strong caucus. We're gonna see how it go. Out of here, but yeah, um, the caucus put out a press release. Everybody said a little bit of what they got to say. The Michigan Freedom Caucus stands united in its purpose to expand our presence and champion the revival of every Michigan family's ability to thrive on a single household income. That would be nice. That would make America great again. If you would like to join in our efforts, send an email to info@freedomcaucusmichigan.com. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Um, Rep. Shriver continuing to sound an alarm, stand boldly in opposition against the radical left. His policies, his top priorities, he says, are to end abortion. He wants to define life as beginning at conception. He wants to defend the sanctity of life. He wants to penalize abortion providers. He is strong in his beliefs on this, and I agree. End foreign influence, awesome, amazing. End corruption, and then I think he part of the MI Doge subcommittee. Man, this subcommittee is gonna be awesome. So last term, Shriver was basically censored and hands tied the whole time. He couldn't do nothing. He was punished by Joe Tate and the Democrat controlled House. But now, this time, he is given important committee appointments, and he's part of the Freedom Caucus. He part of Michigan Doge, which is what I call Matt Hall's new um, oversight committee. And Rep. Shriver fired up and ready to go. It's going to be an exciting couple of years. And we also got, we got the governor's race. We got the GOP chair race. We got a lot going for Michigan. We gotta get it together here in Michigan. This article released, press release from February 3rd. Rep. Shriver receives vice chairmanship as part of committee and subcommittee appointments for 2025-2026 legislative term. Yeah, man, it's going down. I don't want to read it all, but y'all can see it, y'all can pause it, y'all can read it. He gonna be out here doing damage. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going down. Yep. So then we got we're gonna get more into that. As you can see, we got Patrick Colbeck doing what he doing best, doing what he do best, sound an alarm. Uh, Bob Cushman, he doing what he do best, sounding an alarm. Um, Bob Cushman said the USAID story of massive money laundering is just beginning to explode, and Trump now sees the connection to the Federal Election Commission and Act Blue. I want you to make note of this corruption FEC official. I want you to make note of this corrupt FEC official that was just fired by Trump yesterday. When we connect the dots, we will begin to see how the FEC took billions from USAID and laundered it to Democrats through the FEC. What? And that blew for 20 years. Man, it's all coming down. You can't stop the rain, baby. You can't stop the rain. So man, I love Bob Cushman and Pat Kovac. I was saying years before Trump even came in office, man. Any person we vote for need to be somebody with the courage to expose the corruption in government. And Trump been exposing it ever since he came in. Bob Cushman exposing it, Pat Kovac exposing it. We need exposers. That's who we need to be elected. So these people would beg to differ. This article from MERS, Michigan Independent um, Resource, I forget what the acronym stands for, but it's MERS, and great news source. They highlighting how around 1,000 people protested Trump down in Lansing as part of a 50-state protest. I don't know if y'all heard about that or not, but it was a nationwide protest. People opposing the immigration policies Trump is enforcing and other executive orders he passing, signing, which is their right. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people oppose Elon Musk. This article from our February 6th goes on to say an organic gathering of roughly 1,000 people crowded around the Capitol steps Wednesday to publicly reject President Donald Trump, his slew of executive orders, tariffs, and verbal proclamations. Broken down, the driving interests of those participating in the 50 states, 50 protests one-day event were all over the place. Some spoke out in support of LGBTQ residents, others protested billionaire Elon Musk's role in the new Trump administration. Some wanted Medicare for all. Still, others were for a Palestinian state. Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship was also top of mind. The unifying factor was the crowd finding comfort in each other's disgust about Trump being back at the helm. Let the salty tears flow. It says, quote, this is a place for everyone to come together, have that sense of community, feel like we're doing something in reaction to the hundreds of executive orders that we've seen come out that are completely contrary to what this country is actually supposed to be, said political activist Leah Gatson. Wonder if they was opposing Biden unconstitutional executive orders. But yeah, these people wasn't protesting when Biden was in office. These is the people who watch CNN faithfully. You know what I'm saying? Who believe everything in the Washington Post and New York Times. Just blinded by the mainstream media deception. But to each his own. Um, yeah, this article you can go on and read it. Um, There was a couple representatives walking around. Matt was out there antagonizing people, if you ask me. He got videos on his X page, um, trying to stir up trouble and drama, bothering these people who just exercising their right to protest. You know, when we out there doing our protests and rallies, if a Democrat come through antagonizing the crowd and messing with the crowd, we'll say, "Man, y'all just get out of it. Go home. Why is you even here? Get out of here. You just out here trying to cause trouble." Well, that's what Mathematic was doing. If you read his little article right here, he go on to say he was just walking around the Capitol trying to figure out where the pot smell was coming from. Why was you trying to find where it's coming from? Did you want to smoke with him? You know what I'm saying? It's legal. What you gonna do when you find him? Like it's video footage where he cussing and calling people vulgar names and stuff. So y'all already know how I feel about him and his wife. But anyway, you know, it's a lot going on. We got the GOP race going on. It's a candidate forum tomorrow. Um, Let me see. Over in Nuevo County, the Nuevo County Grassroots are hosting that tomorrow, February 10th, my birthday. Meet and greet is at 5:30. Candidate forum at 6 over in Fremont Area District Library, Fremont, Michigan. You can submit questions. I already submitted about 4 or 5 of them. Scott Greenlee already dropped out. There's rumors that Joseph Chella is going to drop out and endorse me, Sean. I can't confirm that. I'm just saying it's rumors. I don't know if it's true or just rumors or not. I'm just telling y'all what I've been hearing around the way. So it's basically against Jim Runstad and Mishan Maddock, if you ask me. And Jim Runstad is currently a senator. Mishan Maddock, y'all know how I feel about her, but she was the vice chair back in 2022 when we lost virtually every major race, where we also had a sabotage against the MIGOP chair, Christina Ramo. We lost the governor race, we lost the secretary of state, we lost the attorney general, we lost the major seats in the Michigan Supreme Court, we lost seats in the House and in the Senate. And Michelle Maddock want us to elect her again and vote for her again. Uh-uh. Don't ask me for my vote. Somebody called me the other day from her campaign talking about, do you know who you voting for? I said it definitely won't be me, Sean. He said, all right, thank you. Yeah, bye. Don't call me about that bull crap. I hurt your feelings. But yeah, man, we got the governor race unfolding. I'm not even sure who all announced on the Republican side. I gotta look into it more. Like I say, it's been a lot going on this past month or so. Um, but getting the kinks worked out, getting the cobwebs dusted off. I know we got Mike Dugan, the current mayor, trying to run as an independent when he a well-known Democrat. We got Chris Swanson, the sheriff out of Genesee County, just announced he running. We know he a well-known Democrat. Spoke at the DNC. Um, and we got Jocelyn Benson. She running. She a well-known demon rat. She running. I done heard a couple rumors about John James getting into it. I don't know. that's true or not. But I got a lot of questions about him. I do not like him one bit. I know he be endorsed and by Trump, and I know he done did some things good and some things bad. But you follow the money, you follow the money. That's all I'm gonna say. Bob Cushman be doing some detailed reports. His website is called michiganscorruption.com. Go through there and read some of his reports. He got over 100 detailed reports on different subjects and topics, all pertaining to Michigan corruption. And he get deep and detailed. And as we all heard before, the quote that the devil is in the details. We've all heard the quote, follow the money. And what's up, brother George? Yeah, I'm back, baby. We've heard the quote, follow the money. People say follow the money all the time, but not many people know how to or take the time to. Brother Bob Cushman, he be following that money. He like Elmer Fudd. He out here on the trail hunting corrupt politicians. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. Pray for these warriors for God and country who spend their time and energy every day fighting to bring the truth, fighting to expose the corruption. It can be a full time job. I've been doing it the past 5 years. Last month, past 5 weeks or so was the only I took a break off of it, and it's the first time I done did that in 5 years, and it's a lot of hard work. You know, it's a lot of hard work, but I love doing it, and I'll never stop. You know, we fought hard to get Trump back in there. Now we got to continue to fight to expose all this corruption, and it's not easy work. So I told y'all we was gonna talk about Matt Hall and his new oversight committee, the Midwesterner. Shout out to the Midwesterner. Speaking of him, I hear that he gonna be at the candidate forum tomorrow recording. Also heard that Michigan Muckraker gonna be at the candidate forum tomorrow recording. Also heard that Patriot Approved is gonna be there at the candidate forum recording. So them is three hard hitters right there. I'm gonna be there probably recording too, but even if I don't record, it's good to know that we got other citizen journalists getting out, getting about, and getting the news to the people. We really gonna need uh honest, trustworthy, conservative uh news sources out here and getting the news out to the people across Michigan. Also, shout out to 2A EDU, another hard hitting citizen journalist on the rise. Um, we out here, man. We out here, and yeah. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this. It's an hour long. I just stopped it right before he bring on the new subcommittee chair, which is a warrior, Jay DeBoyer, and just gonna listen to a little bit, then we're gonna wrap it up and get out of here. Hopefully y'all can hear this. Let me know in the chat if you can hear this when I press play. Hopefully y'all can. And just bear with me as I work the kinks out and get back in the rhythm of doing this, baby. All right, flat out.
That so government works better for people. So I'll turn it over now to our brand new oversight chairman, State Representative Jay DeBoyer.
Thank you, Speaker Hall.
All right.
Appreciate that. How are you guys this morning? I am good. I'm going to tell you that today, frankly, is a good day for the citizens and the taxpayers of the state of Michigan. For the last couple of years, unfortunately, being in the minority, I had to stand by and watch inefficiency, waste, fraud, abuse go, frankly, unfettered. As Speaker Hall had mentioned, there were as many as 50 audits that were done with as many as 40 plus showing deficiencies, and I think maybe 2 hearings were held on that. I mean, I believe that that's a total irresponsible behavior and action out of the administration, out of the controlling party of the House and the Senate. And that's going to change starting today. When I was sent to Lansing by the people of my district, the number one thing I heard from them is bring government back to the people. Get it out of the hands of bureaucrats. Get it out of the hands of unelected officials who make decisions that impact their daily life in a detrimental way. And so that is my commitment to the people of the state of Michigan by taking the reins to this committee. We are going to look into things. We are going to investigate things. We are going to turn leaves over. You know, the press that's here, obviously, you do this on a daily basis, right? And as Speaker Hall spoke to earlier, it's a shame when we find out about things in the media, right? I think the idea of a tip line and the idea of a website that people can produce information to us, by the way, without repercussion from their perhaps boss or the administrator that oversees that department, is a good thing. I think the idea that the average taxpayer and citizen can offer us suggestions that they're witnessing in their interaction with departments is a good thing. So I look forward to looking into this because the people of the state of Michigan deserve a much better government than they've received in the last couple of years. I'm going to tell you, I take the position of this chair extremely serious. I believe it's the first defense to our taxpayers in the waste of their dollars. As Speaker Hall had mentioned, and I'm sure you're aware, there is a subpoena power that comes with this oversight committee. I'm going to tell you, first of all, my hope is that we never have to use it. My hope is that when we ask a department head for documents, or we ask an individual to come and testify, that they come and testify. The ultimate goal would be able to get this oversight committee rolling and never have to execute that subpoena power. And frankly, when we do have to execute that subpoena power, if we do have to execute that subpoena power, it's going to be done professionally, it's going to be done respectfully. It certainly is not going to be used as a political weapon. It will be used when we have decided as a committee that there is enough there that it should be used. You can hold me to that as we move forward. I believe respect is the number one aspect for an oversight committee to have validity. And I am going to be certain that that maintains with the oversight committee. You know, the taxpayers expect their departments to run efficiently. They expect their departments to run for their benefit. They certainly don't expect their departments to weaponize themselves against the individual to further a political agenda, to further a cause that the employees that may work at that department or the department head, or for that matter, the administration, wants accomplished. They're there to serve the people, not to hinder the people. So I can promise you that's going to be one of the angles that I'm looking at when I look at the behavior of departments, when we review these audits, when we look at what those deficiencies are. And in the end, this isn't a gotcha game. This is about changing the behavior of government to better benefit the taxpayers. That's what the end goal is. And I think you will see policies come out of the Oversight Committee and recommendations out of the Oversight Committee that will do just that with multiple departments within the state. You know, I mentioned the audits. To me, that's abominable, that we can have that many audits and literally nothing was done. The unemployment issue, $8 billion, $8+ billion, either fraudulently obtained or not being qualified to obtain, hasn't been clawed back. Millions and millions of dollars spent on leases on buildings that are empty because state employees aren't working in their office. And then we have the gall from an administration to say we need to raise taxes to fix roads? $8 billion. That's a big number. That's real money. You know, and I just find it ironic, Speaker Hall, that we're rolling this out today, and just yesterday, as some of you may or may not know, I spent 12 years as a county clerk. A county clerk runs elections, maintains campaign finance, oversees that, if necessary, doles out fines, if someone doesn't behave in the manner they're supposed to within the campaign finance law. I find it ironic that just yesterday, our chief official that oversees the Bureau of Election and maintains control of campaign finance laws had a kickoff event and a campaign rally, essentially, in a state-funded government building. Now, there's going to be a debate, I'm sure, that says no harm, no foul. But I'm going to tell you that if 3 weeks ago Eric Nesbitt would have announced on the floor of the Senate that he was running for governor, everybody standing here would have lost their mind. Jocelyn Benson would have said that he's in violation of campaign finance. Dana Nessel very well may have called him a criminal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the problem we have here is that there's this double standard that has occurred in government. It doesn't just apply from the administration to us, it applies from the powers that be to the citizens of the state of Michigan. Rules that apply to you, but don't apply to the people who are enforcing those rules. I can tell you that that needs to stop, and from my authority on the Oversight Committee, we are going to navigate in a way that we will stop that. And we will expose that, and we will demonstrate to the people of the state of Michigan that the government is not going to continue to operate that way. So,
Oh, oh, oh. So, as y'all can see, man, Representative Jay DeBoyer, he is ready to expose corruption. And if you listen to, he mentioned efficiency and deficiency several times throughout his speech up here. And that's why I said this is basically MIDOGE, my Doge, Michigan's Department of Government Efficiency. This oversight committee, and we can even encourage that more, that type of behavior. Because if you look at the Elon Musk Doge, the Doge committee or program, whatever you want to call it, that Elon Musk got going on, they trying to expose government waste, improve uh, government efficiency, get rid of the programs and the jobs that ain't doing their job or is unnecessary. It's the same thing going on right here. Jay DeBoyer, he is a pit bull. He ready to expose. He ready to clean it up. He know how to do books. You heard he got 12 years of clerk experience, and he ain't afraid. So you can listen to this whole speech uh, on the Midwesterners website or on his Rumble channel. It was put up a couple weeks ago, January 23rd. Um, Mike Hall did an excellent job, and Jay DeBoyer did an excellent job as well, explaining what they're looking to do with this new oversight committee. And this is the new oversight committee that Jay Shriver is the vice chair of, I believe. I believe, if I understand correctly, I'm not sure, but it's subcommittees as well. In this new oversight committee, they focusing on the most vulnerable in our society, which is the elders and the children. And that I believe they also have a veteran subcommittee as well, but I'm not sure about that as well. But I know they are focusing on. They made it a point to prioritize and focus on the elderly and the children amongst all the other stuff they're doing. They feel like Matt Hall highlighted how he feel like it's not enough uh, people speaking for the elderly and the children. So this is wonderful, you know. This is wonderful. And they're gonna be trying to smear and attack these these people, character assassinate them, dig up, find any little bit of dirt that they can find and blast it out. The fact remains that they are standing up and exposing corruption and trying to shed light and make the people aware of it. So that's you can't ask for nothing better. So yeah, Jay DeBoyer. Yeah. Yeah, what up, Prescott? Oh, he is your opponent. Yeah, I know. I think I remember that now that you say that. And I remember I think y'all might have had some issues going on back then, you know. I don't remember clearly, but we had talked about that. Yeah, he was running against you. I remember that now that you say that. And I don't remember exactly what if it was an issue or what the issue was, but I do remember we talked about that. Yeah, Jay DeBoyer is the new chair of Matt Hall's oversight committee, which is basically MIDOGE, My Doge. I just was talking all about it, played a little bit of the video. Um, you can rewind it, check it out, bro, and see what you think. But I'm excited about this new committee, this new oversight committee, and we got the House in Michigan, so we got some firepower now, and we're gonna see how these next 2 years turn out. It's important to we gotta fight. We gotta get a candidate in here. Oh no, Eric Nesbitt is running for governor too. I didn't uh I didn't mention him when I was mentioning the people who run. I know he a Republican. So Prescott Palm had an issue. He ran against Jay DeBoyer back in 2022, I believe, and he says DeBoyer thinks Dominion voting systems are okay and calls MAGA extremists when he was running against us. Yeah, I remember that. I remember we had that conversation. Now that you say that, and you know, hopefully he done woke up and smelt the roses. It's like JD Vance, man. He was against Trump, you know what I'm saying, a couple years back. And then he woke up and seen the light. You know, a lot of people been waking up and seeing through the nonsense with everything that's been being exposed. It's you can't ignore it the way it's been being exposed. So, you know, I've been watching them the past few years, and I've been seeing good things from his position as a representative. I remember him and Prescott Palm had an issue. Now that he say that, what was it, summer of 2022? Yeah, so that was a couple years ago, and he definitely he definitely sound like the right man for the position. Now, look into him, bro. Look into him. You know what I'm saying? I know it's people spreading talking. It's some dirt on Matt Hall from several years back about some criminal plea bargains and some stuff that was dropped down and some gambling and this and that. Nobody perfect, man. I ain't defending nobody. I'm looking at what they're doing right now, what they've done in the past as in their capacity as a representative, their personal lives and the things they got going on. Is we all got things going on in our personal lives. They got to focus on cleaning that up and doing their job as a representative, as an elected member of our legislature, and keep that personal stuff out of it. I hope both of these people have grown. Hopefully, they have repented from things that they've done and need repenting for, and uh, and they ready to stand up and fight for the people of Michigan and fight to expose this corruption. That's what I'm hoping for. You know, um, Prescott Palmer say he has asked Democrats to help him get across the finish line. He's a more establishment type. I'd be glad if he does something good. He is a large Israel donor too. Uh oh. Prescott done dug into him. So I mean, hey, we gotta hold him accountable. It's a lot of people, a lot of good people, good-hearted people donating to Israel because they don't know the truth. Unfortunately, I know it's some that do know the truth, but I know a lot of good-hearted people who completely oblivious about the truth about Israel, and they feel good to tell you that they've donated. And I don't even want to get too much into that topic on this podcast. That's a deep topic that I'm passionate about exposing the truth about that. But I appreciate the points that you bring up, Brother Prescott Palmer, because we gotta be critical and skeptical and looking into everybody and not blindly trusting anybody just because they say things that sound good. You know, that's part of the discernment. So God bless you, for Brother Prescott Palmer in the building. Good to see you back, Brother George. Good to see you. Everybody else who tuned in, thank you. I hope y'all can hear me. I hope y'all can hear the video. Um, I'm gonna be getting things back rolling, getting back situated. Got a new job, working 50 hours a week, but it's first shift, so I'll be able to get out of work and do an episode regularly. Some days I get to listen, research, and do stuff research at work. When I get out, I can report on all type of stuff. So keep your boy in the prayers. Keep each and every warrior out here lifted in prayer. You know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters in Christ, prayer warriors. We need y'all. We love y'all. We thank y'all. You know what I'm saying. Hoping everybody doing well. Um, you know, the man, we got a lot at stake for Michigan. We got a lot at stake. So we gotta stay frosty. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless y'all. Thank y'all. Love y'all.